things are starting to look pretty ugly for the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen. At one point this year, this was one of the strongest parts of the roster, an area the front office has poured countless resources into, but right now, it feels like every single arm in that pen is struggling at the exact same time. Are there some serious numbers to back this up, and how concerned should we actually be? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be talking about that bullpen and how recently it's certainly not performing as optimally as it could be. I also want to have a quick disclaimer and just say that I was very hesitant to make this video because I don't want to blow it out of proportion, but the recent numbers don't lie, and they haven't been very flattering. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit that like and smash that subscribe button. Also, if you have the option, please hit the new hype button. It helps smaller creators like us grow, and if you enjoy the Blue Jays content, then we would really appreciate it. All right, folks, let's get into it. So, to fully understand the context here, I think it's important for us to go back to the start of the season and just look at how good the bullpen was performing back then. Spoiler alert, they were doing pretty well. In 2024, the Jays had the second worst bullpen in all of baseball, finishing with an abysmal 4.82 ERA, which was just ahead of the Colorado Rockies, who at the very least have the excuse that they play in Coors Field. Walking into this season, a lot of fans, myself included, were skeptical at whether or not this bullpen could actually make some dramatic improvements off of the disappointment that they had last year. And for the first part of the season, the bullpen answered that question with a resounding yes. From the beginning of the year to the end of June, the Blue Jays bullpen had an ERA of 3.67, which ranked them 11th best in MLB and was obviously miles better than what they did last year. This was an awesome first half, but sadly, the good times, they haven't continued. Since July 1st, the Blue Jays bullpen has been ranked 23rd in MLB and has a collective ERA of 4.67, exactly one earned run higher than what they were doing at the start of the year. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that when you're giving up one earned run more on average than what you were doing, it's significantly harder to win baseball games, and obviously, you don't want to walk into postseason doing that. And maybe even more concerning is the fact that it's not just one guy who's doing this, it's basically everyone. Shout out to Josh Goldberg for tweeting this out, highlighting some of the underperformances from the bullpen recently. As we can see, some of the key bullpen additions at the trade deadline in Louis Varland and Seranthony Dominguez have both been struggling ever since coming to Toronto. Yariel Rodriguez, who was a stud for most part of the season, has gotten ice cold, and then a handful of others like Fluharty, Little, and Fisher, they all haven't been great either. This would be very concerning for any team, but I'd argue that it's more concerning for the Toronto Blue Jays because one area that they've really thrived this year is picking up a lot of wins in close games. The Blue Jays have a record of 48-28 in games that are decided by 3 or less runs, so save situations, which is the most in baseball by a pretty wide margin. Winning in late games like that is going to require bullpen, a bullpen that's going to be able to shut the opposing team down in those late innings. So, point being, the Jays bullpen right now has not been playing great, but the big question is, where does that leave them, and what, if anything, can they do about it? Well, in complete transparency, there really isn't a whole lot that they can do about it. The Jays have a bullpen that has proven they can be good. It just so happens that that isn't happening right now. And sadly, the answer for Toronto is just to remain hopeful and be patient. I mean, let's face it, right? We're not about to stop pitching Louis Varland because he's had a couple bad outings, or, you know, we're not going to demote Yariel Rodriguez, who's been good pretty much all season long, just because he hasn't been good this past month. These are still really talented guys who can play at a high level. We just need to hope that between now and postseason baseball, they can get back on track. And I guess if we were to be looking for a silver lining in all of this, this Blue Jays bullpen, it's been bad now for a month and a half, and the Toronto Blue Jays, they're still winning ball games. They're still in a bye at the time of recording this video, so they're proving that even when the bullpen is bad, the offense and the lineup, they can still bail them out. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays, go.